And for more on Hurricane Milton, we turn now to John Englander in Boca Raton, Florida. He's an oceanographer, an expert on climate change, and the author of Moving to Higher Ground. John, thank you so much for joining us. Now that Milton has moved into the Atlantic, give us an overview of this hurricane, which made landfall as a Category 3, passed through the state as a Category 1. It really changed so rapidly in the days leading up to landfall, and we were expecting the worst.
Yes, well, as we see year by year, we're getting strange hurricanes. Now, we've always had strange hurricanes going back 100 years. I've not followed a typical number per year. They vary greatly from 0 to 10. We're seeing that here again, and not only that, this one starting where it did, not coming across the Atlantic from Africa. It shot up really quickly, and as we all watched, went to a Category 5, I think, within a day or so, which is really extraordinary. The warmer oceans are the cause of all this. The heat that we're trapping in the atmosphere by greenhouse gases, by burning fossil fuels, is warming the oceans, and that's having effect on everything from coral reefs to the currents, churning the Atlantic, what we call the AMOC, the meridional overturning current, the conveyor belt of the Atlantic Ocean, often confused with the Gulf Stream. But all of these things are being impacted by the warmer ocean waters. And one of the things that warmer water does is it spawns hurricanes. It's heat energy that really generates a hurricane. Hurricane takes that heat energy and moves it toward the polar regions. So we don't know what's going to happen in the coming years and decade. We do need to plan thinking that things can get worse, because we're seeing it repeatedly. But these are not projected with any precision, because we're in unknown territory. The oceans have never been this warm in human civilization. And we're seeing that ambiguity, if you will, in predicting the forecast, just like as you mentioned, the storm surge in Tampa Bay, which was thought going to be like 10 or 12 feet and wound up being very disappointing in that, or wonderfully lucky that it was mild, but just a little bit of a course correction by the hurricane, a wobble, could have been an entirely different story.
Right, and we spent so much time leading up to this hurricane talking about the storm surge that we realized that there were so many tornadoes associated with the storm as well that hit many places across Florida, not on the coast. Surely some complications for areas still cleaning up from Helene. And tell us a little bit more about the flooding that will remain an issue, as we heard, in the days to come. That's not over yet either.
No, of course, the ground is totally saturated with all the rain we've had in the last 2 weeks now from 2 hurricanes. And any more rainfall, and it's very likely we'll get more rain. And as somebody said, it's very likely we'll get another hurricane yet this season. So the saturated ground is a problem. And particularly for places like Lake Okeechobee, that big circular lake in the middle of Florida that is earthen levees in many parts, and very susceptible to breakdown of some of the levees, and which would cause terrible flooding.
All right, John Englander, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us from Boca Raton, Florida. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.